Hey everyone, this is Linda from brewery.com coming at you with this weekend's edition of Let's Get a Beer, Florida. Now, in case you haven't guessed it, I'm coming at you today from Intuition Ale Works in Jacksonville, Florida, along here in the downtown area, just close by to Everbank Field and the arena and all kinds of things going on at this end of town. And the reason I'm here is because this week, Intuition Ale Works will be celebrating its 7th anniversary with not just a day or a party or a bash, but a whole week of events. And that'll be starting next week, the week of the 12th. So that's why we're here today, talking about Intuition. And in my hand is the John Boat, Intuition's lightest ale in terms of weight and texture, and this is a go-to beer. I have these in my fridge almost all the time. So that's what we're talking about here, and after this video I'm going to drink this beer. So welcome to the show everybody, and thanks for watching. And everything I'll be talking about is on brewery.com. I've got news, events, all kinds of things. We are even looking into the future at some future events, some tickets going on sale, things like that. So, before we start talking in depth about Intuition, there's something we need to say first. It is Veterans Day weekend, and thank you very much to all the veterans and the service people, personnel out there. Thank you very much for everything that you do. Everybody knows it's a big sacrifice, and hopefully we all appreciate it. I know I do. So, thank you very much. And speaking of Veterans Day, a lot of the breweries and places around the Jacksonville area anyway are doing some specials on Saturday, November 11th. Dollars off, free pints, things of that nature. I do have those listed on brewery.com and maybe adding some more. So check that out. We'll run through a couple of those. So let's talk about what happened last week. Last week, as you know, Main and Six Brewing opened in Jacksonville in the Springfield area. I also like to call this show Fun with Coasters. In case you haven't noticed, I have a stockpile of coasters, stickers, glasses, all kinds of things I use as props. So anyway, Main and Six opened in Jacksonville last weekend, November 4th. That was the same day as Porch Fest in Springfield, the same day that Jack's Beer Week kicked off at the Porch Fest. So I wrote a story, a pre-story about Main and Six opening. I also was there for the soft opening and the grand opening on Saturday, shot some more pictures and videos, so take a look at that. I've got that on brewery.com, some interesting stories about the design, and even some looks into some of the beers on some of those pictures. So check that out, and congratulations to Main and Six, Dennis, Cindy, and the crew. Great job. I was actually there the other night and got another one of the beers, so great job. As I mentioned, this is Jack's Beer Week coming to a close, and there have been quite a few events going on over the past week. I don't know about you guys, but if you guys were at Southern Swells on Wednesday for that beer and donut pairing, that was pretty awesome. So that's kind of one that's sticking out in my mind. Of course, you know, who doesn't like donuts, right? And beer goes good with donuts. So that was a cool thing. Also, kicking off Jack's Beer Week last Saturday, as I mentioned at Porch Fest, there were some new breweries coming onto the scene in Jacksonville who were sampling some of the beers, that being Legacy Ale Works, and I wrote about them this past summer, Q&A with the owners, Matt and Liz, so check that out. They are still trying to narrow down a place in the Mandarin area, so once they do that, they'll be moving forward with that. So the beer was very good that they've been sampling, good things on the way from them. Also, Hyperion and Strings Brewery. Strings will be the new one coming on in 2018 in Springfield. Sports brewery there. Met the two of the co-owners for the first time. Sampled a couple of their beers. Quite good. Kolsch was very good, and there was a sweet potato brown ale that was pretty creative, and I really liked it. I had a couple of those at Porch Fest, okay? So Hyperion also has those on tap right now, so you can check those out there. And speaking of Hyperion, I was able to check out their new beer garden. Last night I was over there. That place is pretty sweet. They have a canopy overhead, some outdoor lighting. You can even sit out there at night. So if you're around Springfield, check out Hyperion, Main and Six for right now. And congratulations to them for getting all of that done and open. Okay, also last week, as you know, I wrote about Dog Rose Brewing, the new brewery in St. Augustine that opened a week or so ago. And I also made a return trip there this week and had a couple more beers, which I was happy to do. They're so good. And it's a really nice, cool place. So you guys need to check that out and look for a little bit more information about them coming up in the near future as well. Okay, we also had the Nights of Pints, big announcement out of the St. Augustine breweries. The 4 St. Augustine breweries, that being Bog Brewing, Old Coast, Dog Rose, and Ancient City, have teamed up to do Nights of Pints. That'll be starting on Saturday, November 18th, running the same time as Nights of Lights. So how it works is you buy a t-shirt, you get your stamp card, your passport card, take it around to the breweries, get it punched, get a free beer, 1 free beer at each, okay? And that'll be running through January 31st with Nights of Lights. And the last thing I want to mention as far as what's been going on is I created this pretty cool, I think it's cool, brewery map from the east coast of Florida, running from Jax down to West Palm. And I color-coded it by region. Take a look at that. It's on brewniff.com. Hopefully that helps you out if you're looking for places to go. You know, you want to do that beer trip, road trip kind of thing. And I'm keeping my eye on a few down in West Palm Beach. I see you guys. Been in contact with a couple of you. So anyway, keeping our eyes out on those as well. Look for those maybe December-ish. So we'll see about that. So that's also on brewniff.com. It's got its own page, so check that out. And from a little back to the future kind of thing, I'm actually recording this on Friday afternoon at Intuition, not releasing it until Saturday morning, November 11th. So a little back to the future thing, tonight is Brew at the Zoo. So by the time you guys see this, Brew at the Zoo will be over. But I'll be shooting some video there, so if you haven't seen it last night, check it out, because I'll be doing that when I leave here. So back to the future kind of thing. It hasn't happened yet as I'm recording this, but will happen by tomorrow morning. Okay, always a fun time. I've been a vendor there, I've been a volunteer there. Great beer fest up at the zoo in Jax. Looking forward to it. Or I did look forward to it. Or I had a good time, I'm sure. So anyway, there you go. All right, let's talk about some of these awesome events coming on the week. Again, these are all on brewniff.com, 2 pages of events highlighting Jacksonville during the week, and on the weekends we've got events all around Florida, beerfests, anniversaries, all kinds of things. So let's get into it, okay? Saturday, November 11th, as we mentioned, is Veterans Day. A lot of places with some discounts and things for active and retired military. So check those guys out. For example, over at Brews and Dogs in St. Augustine, free cup of chili for the veterans. Also, Hyperion Brewing, Main and 6, Veterans United will be doing some special deals for the veterans. Bring some ID, identify yourselves as such, and thank you again for everything you do. Also, Saturday, there's a bike ride at Engine 15 downtown, and it starts over on Union Street, ends at Engine 15 downtown. If you do that 10-mile bike ride, you get a free beer at the end of it, so check that out. Also, Orlando Beer Festival in Orlando, obviously. I haven't been to that fest, but sounds like a great time, so the Orlando folks have a great time out there. There's also a Jax Beach Pajama Bar Crawl in the Jax Beach starting at Brick's Tap House Saturday night, November 11th. Also, Hyperion Brewing will be having a beer fest and beer games at their place. All kinds of beer competitions, fun and kind of crazy things, so check that out. Small batch Saturday night at Southern Swells. They'll be doing that every Saturday night, different treatments of their beers. I have a hunch that's going to be pretty popular. So check that out if you're around the area. Sunday, November 12th, is Taste at the Beach at the St. Johns County Beach Pier in St. Augustine Beach. Little food fest going on there. Hot Diggity Dog Day at Hyperion. They'll have a pet adoption there, and you can adopt some dogs. They'll be showing, that'll be going on all afternoon actually. And so I have some more information on that on brewniff.com. Check that out as well. And of course, it's NFL Sunday, and our friends over at Brews, both locations, Bartram and Atlantic Beach, with the free food and free Al's Pizza for the game. And the Jaguars do play at home, Chargers at Everbank. Also, Sunday, this is November 12th, Movembrew Paint Night at Dahlia's Poorhouse in Jacksonville, charity event. And again, that goes to men's health issues during the month of November. Worthy causes, you'll see some of those popping up all around the place, so check those out. Sanford Beer Week starts on Tuesday over in the Orlando area, and although not a craft beer event, the world famous Clydesdales will be back in Jacksonville starting on Tuesday. They'll be here through Thanksgiving. Guys, I saw them last year. They're pretty impressive creatures. You gotta love them. And they have that Dalmatian riding around with them and everything. So I have a little bit about that on brewniff.com in the daily calendar. Check that out. And then we're gonna start off with Intuition and its anniversary week, okay? So Tuesday, every day this week, they'll be doing a one-off tapping in the main tap room. We don't know what they are yet. They'll let us know, but I'm sure they're gonna be creative and pretty cool beers. I'll be here a couple of days checking those out. So Tuesday, November 14th will be the first one. Also, there's a beer and cheese pairing at Intuition on Tuesday. Tickets are available for that. You can check out the Intuition Facebook page. I also have a link on brewniff.com, so you can check that out as well. And there's a bacon brew at Hyperion also on Tuesday. Again, more info on brewniff.com. Going into Wednesday, Intuition has its one-off again for its anniversary week. All right, kind of cool that they're doing that every day. Also, anniversary week for Intuition, they'll be doing a tap takeover and block party at Town Beer Company over on Edgewood. Now, I wrote about those guys when they opened back in early summer. So if you haven't been there yet, take a look at that. It's all Jacksonville beer on tap. Plus, they have a pretty cool retail section there of all Florida beers. So there will be an Intuition tap takeover spotlight on Wednesday featuring about 7 or so Intuition beers. I just listed them on brewniff.com, and again, they're listed on Intuition's Facebook page. Also on Wednesday, we have some trivia nights going on. There will also be an Atlantic Beach Brewing spotlight at Dahlia's on Wednesday. And by the way, they just released that bottle last week, Cafecito de Cuba. I had it Sunday night. I'm starting to do this Sunday night stout thing. I really like it. And that beer was phenomenal. So if there are any bottles left, I was there the other night. They still had a few left. Check it out. I loved the stout. Okay, what else is going on Wednesday? We've got some ladies' nights. Ladies' night spotlight at Hyperion. Ladies' night at Bottlenose. Trivia going on at Brews, Veterans United, at Wicked Barley. So check those out. Again, those are all listed on the site. Heading into Thursday, we've got Intuition with another one-off tapping for its anniversary week. We don't know what it is, but check it out. They'll let us know. Also, Green Room will be releasing a Fruit on the Bottom on Thursday the 16th. Also, Intuition again will be doing a food and beer pairing right here at the main building here with Black Sheep. Food and beer pairing. The menu's up on brewniff.com. Intuition's Facebook page. Get your tickets and check that out. Pints and Poses at Green Room. Another Atlantic Beach Brewing spotlight at Monkey's Uncle. Pint Night at Brews. On Friday, November 17th, Intuition has a weekly one-off tapping. Okay, you're getting this every day. Pretty cool, right? Also on Friday, they'll be doing Carnival Family Game Night right here in the brew house. They'll have a bounce house, face painting, balloons, all kinds of things. I've been here when a couple of those are going on. The parents love it, the kids love it, so everybody can check that out. It's a great time for the whole family. Blind wine tasting at Brews, Keg versus Bottle. Wynwood Brewing from Miami has been making its way around Jack's, and they'll be up here at Brews, Bartram Park on Friday. There's also a beer fest in Leesburg, the Leesburg Craft Beer Food and Wine Festival. I have information on that on brewniff.com Friday night. If you're around Leesburg, check that out. There's also an oyster roast here in Jack's to benefit St. John's Riverkeeper. That takes us to Saturday, November 18th. And let me tell you right now, Saturday, November 18th is huge, huge, huge. Tons of things going on everywhere. There's a new bottle release at Engine 15 Brewing, a Sergeant Simcoe, otherwise known as Imperial IPA. That'll be going on next Saturday, the 18th. Also, Playa Linda has an anniversary at its original hardware store. I've been to that anniversary party and it's a lot of fun. I'm sure they'll have their famous birthday cake beer and of course the cupcakes. So cupcakes and beer, it was great last year. I had a great time there. There's a story about that on brewerneuf.com, by the way, so check that out. Also, we've got more anniversaries. We've got Marker 48 over in Brooksville with its anniversary. I like those guys. I haven't been there yet. I have their beer at some beerfests. They're doing some good things out there. So I'm looking forward to getting out there one day. Also, down in Jupiter, Civil Society, a hophead's dream, is having their anniversary block party in Jupiter Town Center. It's a big to-do, ticketed event. All kinds of guest breweries going to be there. So check it out down in Jupiter on the 18th. Also, there's a Bands and Brews Fest in Jupiter. Of course, here in Jax, we've got Brewval Jax Beer Fest. Down in Treasure Coast Beer Fest. Melbourne is having Melbourne Food and Wine Fest. And there's a homebrew competition at Crooked Rooster in McClenny. That's all next Saturday. And have I mentioned that it's Intuition's anniversary? Well, they're going to be having a big carnival party on Saturday the 18th for that anniversary. All kinds of things going on, carnival games, there's a dunk tank, and there'll be all kinds of things going on there. So that's next Saturday the 18th. More on that in next Fridays, but heads up, put that one on your calendar. You'll want to make that. Also, as I mentioned, the Nights of Lights in St. Augustine and Nights of Pints starts next Saturday, November 18th, and that's a big to-do, lots of fun, the whole downtown 3 million twinkly lights, and it'll be running through January 31st. Also, another small batch Saturday night at Southern Swells. Going into next week, all kinds of things going on. Again, Intuition with its anniversary. In case you didn't get enough to drink, they're doing a hangover brunch on Sunday the 19th with some special food, some special beer, and wind down the whole Intuition anniversary week with that hangover brunch. Beer and donuts at Really Good Beer Stop. There's a Jaguars Browns watch party with Bold City Brigade football group at Wicked Barley, and a cook-off at Brews Atlantic Beach, paint night at Brews and Dogs in St. Augustine. And Monday, November 20th, tickets for Maple Bacon Coffee Porter Fest go on sale November 20th. The date of the fest is January 13th. Okay, so stay tuned for that. We've got more events going on throughout that week. I just want to mention a couple of these, get them in the back of your head. Biggest party night of the year, night before Thanksgiving. There will be a Fall Fest at Wicked Barley, and Green Room will be releasing its Smiling on a Cloudy Day double IPA the day before Thanksgiving. Pint night at Engine 15 with Lord Hobo that day. Cask night at Amelia Tavern in Fernandina. More things going on. Again, these are just some highlights. Check them all out. Black Friday, tons of things going on. Put them in the back of your head. Check brewerneuf.com. Mark these down. You want to do these. Black Friday, November 24th. Tickets for the 2018 Huna Day go on sale. That'll be in March. Release at Wicked Barley Brewing of its Black Rye IPA. Black Friday all-day special at Brews and Dogs. Black Friday beer release at Amelia Tavern. And of course, Goose Island releases its famous Bourbon County brand stout on Black Friday. There are different variants this year. No barley wine. They weren't happy with it. But other variants for all you Bourbon County stout fans. Also, a couple of things we want to mention. Our friends from Tallahassee and Gainesville have teamed up to do a collaboration beer for Florida State game. So that is an IPA with peaches. So check that out, or apricots, I think it's apricots. So check that out on the 24th. Fun event. And that's pretty much a rundown of all the events. Get these things in the back of your head, and we'll see you next time. We'll tell you more about all of those next week. A few other things though, just to put out there. Thanksgiving is here, holiday season is here, holiday shopping time is here. I sell Peace Love Pints shirts on brewerneuf.com and peacelovepints.com. I have crew neck versions of this red, white, and blue shirt. Guys, girls, wear them. I have hats. I have the Peace Love Pints shirts. So take a look I've marked them all down. Take a look at that and indulge me, buy some stuff, okay? The Peace Love Pints, I'll be coming out with a few more too. But for right now, that's what I've got, so just wanted to throw that out there. There are brewery anniversaries in December listed on brewnev.com, and I actually have more I'm putting on. FBG Fest will be right here at Intuition on December 9th. Barrel Age Sour and Cider Fest tickets are on sale. Beerfest season starts again in January, and I'll be adding those in. I've already got some of those on the calendars. Take a look at those. Tickets for Hogtown in Gainesville, that's in April. Tickets go on sale in December. And look for Jupiter Craft Beer Fest, January 27th. Tickets will also go on sale in December. So that's it for right now, a rundown of things. Put the stuff on your calendar. We'll see you next week with more. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Again, thank you for what you do. Check out these events on brewnev.com. Congratulations to Intuition Ale Works. See you next week for some of those beers. And see you next week, everybody. Thanks for watching. And let's get a beer, Florida.